warriors. A big thank you. A pillar of strength like a tree cashew. Your work dynasty saving life fearlessly. I dedicated this line to all the dignitaries present among us. I, Faizan Sayyed, the host for the evening, feel very pleasure to welcome you all to the prestigious webinar. Now, as we all know, no event is possible without a support of its partner, even the virtual one. So here we like to thank our partners presented by Pharma Global Management Services, endorsed by Great Brand Awards, supported by Ideal Movement, gold partner Dinergic Business Solution, and conceptualized by Federation of Quality Education Council. This webinar is designed to enhance and appreciate some wonderful personalities in the field of healthcare. Gautam Buddha has said to keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. You all are the one who regulate his job of maintaining proper health among us. We all know the world is suffering from very tough days, and you all are every day putting efforts, determination, and courage to eradicate the current pandemic. Not only you, but your family members stood towards you like pillars. The current pandemic paused everything, but not the super achievers. It has in fact made us more resilient, effective, and technologically updated. As we say, that diamond need not explain how radiant they are. They just keep shining. Whoever shall admire their brilliance will find their way to them. Similarly, we at the Asia GCC Conference and Awards, presented by Pharma Global Management Services, contemplated of revealing you all beautiful diamonds present among us by crediting for the work you have all done for the society. I once again welcome you all to the most innovative webinar of Asia GCC Conference and Awards for Excellence and Leadership in Healthcare. Moving further, now I call upon Dr. Fareen Khan, Chairperson, Asia GCC Conclave, Chief Editor, Great Brand Magazine, co-founder and CFO Golden Aim Awards for welcome speech. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening and welcome you all to the Asia GCC Conference and Award for Excellence in Leadership in Health. This is Fareen Khan, co-founder and CFO of Golden Aim and a chairperson Asia GCC. I would like to thank to all the participants, the speaker and the other guests for gracing this occasion. The objective of the award is to felicitate and recognize healthcare individuals who have demonstrated and contributed in their respective fields across Asia and Gulf corporates. This is the day to acknowledge, recognize, salute, and pay tribute to the selfless and unconditional services that has been rendered by this medical fraternity, particularly the frontline health who have placed their own lives at risk to save several other people. Several thousands of doctors in this community and ensure to continue. Your contribution and your hard work deserve of gratitude each and every day. And today, I'm very pleased to connect with the best of the best healthcare professional experts. Each award winner will be felicitated by a trophy and a memento. Further, I request Professor Syed to continue with the awards.
Thank you, ma'am, for such a wholehearted welcome speech. Now I call upon Mr. Azharuddin Farooqi, Managing Director, Pharma Global Management Services, founder and CEO, Dinergic Business Solution, to speak few words.
Good evening to everyone. I, Azharuddin Farooqi, Managing Director of Pharma Global Management Services and CEO and co-founder of Dinergic Business Solution. It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you and welcome you all to this prestigious webinar, Asia GCC Conference and Award. I express my gratitude to all the professionals present in today's webinar, and I like to thank all of the physical, physician, and healthcare professionals on this call today for your hard work, thoughtfulness, and commitment during this challenging time. Amongst the heroes who have emerged from this crisis are the healthcare professionals who have risked their own health to serve their patients. The nation is in debt to you. As we move forward, we know that the pandemic continues to evolve and the healthcare community must continue to deliver high quality care to their patients. Fortunately, we made significant progress in our understanding of this disease, our ability to combat it, and our efforts to help the patient suffering it. And my company, Pharma Global Management Services, we provide services in various segments and sectors. We are in garment business, real estate, electronics, and we have chain in academic, and we provide end-to-end management solutions. We start our business in 2004 with a small warehouse in Mumbai, and with the team's support, we built our business national to international level. We have chain in Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, Bengaluru, Gujarat, and internationally Dubai, Oman, and Indonesia. I hope to build more chain in future. And I'm very thankful to Asia GCC team and Dr. Fareen Khan to give us a chance to be a partner of this prestigious webinar, the platform where professionals and thought leaders share their views and their knowledge. Congratulations to all the awardees and best of luck for the evening. Thank you, and over to you, Professor.
Thank you so much, sir. Now we move on to our conference ceremony, and our first respected speaker is Dr. Abdul Majid, Senior Consultant Psychiatrist, and sir's topic is Stress Stigma, Death and Mourning Amid COVID-19. Over to you, sir.
Basically, I'm traveling. Somebody called me that we have to have a speaker from north of India, and I said, okay, no issues. Although I'm on the way, but I stopped midway, and I thought it's very nice to interact with people on this panel. And thank you very much for giving me opportunity to interact with you again. We had earlier, I think last year, a session with you, and it was really great to be part of the team. And with due respects to all the organizers and the people on the days of the days, I would like to share some of the experiences as a psychiatrist I have seen in last 1.5 years that has proved to be a very, very tough time for all of us around the globe, one would say. Earlier, everybody would say in Kashmir that we are in trouble and we have lockdowns and all. Now, lockdown literally became a order of the day for last 1.5 years in whole of world. As far as the COVID and its implications are concerned, I would see as a psychiatrist it as a novel disaster. Novel, new in the sense that it was absolutely new to us. Our previous generation might have seen and experienced it around 100 years back, way back in 1918 to 20, when there was Spanish flu, where millions of people died, and because of underreporting and less existence of media those days, exact figures could not be made. But with the advancement of medical sciences and media being everywhere, I think the disease was reposed in a much, much better way. And but another novel thing about this was that it is an invisible enemy, which is still not to be seen with eyes. Only microscope can see it, high-powered microscope can see it. And thirdly, important from psychiatric point of view, I would say that those who are battling this COVID were battling it alone, at least in the first phase of the COVID wave, that is in 2020. Somebody would get ill or somebody would have symptoms like COVID. They would literally be abandoned in the quarantine homes, in the hospitals. Nobody would literally attend to them because of the fear or the stigma attached to the illnesses. So there are a lot of issues with COVID. So that way it was very novel. And another important aspect of this disease was that normally if you have somebody ill in your family, the neighbors would come in, the relatives, friends would come in to, I would say that they would support you. They would take you to a medical facility. They would provide all the support and care to you. But unfortunately, COVID has literally made our lives absolutely different in a way that nobody hardly comes over and takes care of you in these tough times. And there was a most important aspect of it from psychiatric point of view, because we psychiatrists understand what stigma actually means. And there was a lot of stigma attached to it because it was a new disease. The people were very fearful about it, and they would attribute it to certain people from certain countries, like it was first named as Wuhan virus. The reason was that the name was changed to COVID-19 because they would say that Wuhan would get stigmatized as a city in whole of the world, and the people from that place would be always stigmatized. So the people from Asian descent and those who were traveling and those who were, they said that super spreaders, they would be stigmatized. So name was changed to COVID-19, and we knew that if the stigma would persist, people will not come forward for treatment. So that would subsequently mean that there will be more of disease in the society because people will not report with their symptoms. They will not get tested. And that is what exactly happened, that started filing up cases in our community. And that really made things very difficult for the government to tackle. So then we had a very important aspect of it is that those who had COVID-like illnesses, initially they were outcasted. They were not allowed to enter the offices. Even after they were out of this infection period, even after 1 month of their illness, they were still not allowed to get into the others' houses, or they were not allowed to join the offices. So stigma was there, and subsequently, once we had second wave, stigma to a large extent settled down. There was less of the discrimination against these patients or the families and relatives of these patients, and things were better because we started understanding this COVID in a better way. Then we know, every one of us knows, although stigma was more in the first wave, but deaths were quite alarming in the second wave. We had a lot of deaths, we had a lot of issues, we had lack of beds. I mean, the national capital was devastated, Delhi was devastated, and so were the other cities. I talk about Kashmir, we had we had a lot of problems with beds, with the proper adequate supplies of oxygen, although were there, but there were deficiency reported from many cities. So there were a lot of queues for these people who had died of COVID, and families would be seen waiting outside the cremation grounds, outside the burial grounds, the Kabristan, which we call, and the relatives had a real tough time. They had traumatic memories for those so many days where they would have to wait for hours or even days to get their loved ones cremated or buried. So they had a very, very tough time that way. And the earlier, the deaths that happened, most of the times it was more of an administrative burial, what we would call. The families, relatives, friends were not allowed to go along with the coffin. And normally you get satisfied once that body is put in the grave and you say a final goodbye, and you feel satisfied that I have seen my father, mother, or whosoever loved one who has died. I have seen him off. Or people will go to the cremation ground and attend the cremation ceremony in a very nice way, and they would condole each other. They would come to each other's support that time. That did not happen. There were pyres seen, the cremation ground seen, just couple of people around the cremation or the pyre, and there were many other very, I would say, devastating pictures that were seen. Bodies piled up outside, bodies in the water bodies. There were a lot of dreadful scenes. Even there were some instances where people were not being allowed to be buried in the vicinity of their house because the Kabristan or the burial ground was there, and they were not allowing them to get buried. So the death was again that way not dignified in this COVID-19 period. And people whosoever had deaths, particularly the families, they were devastated in the sense they could not attend to their loved ones in the hospital. They could not get him buried. And very important aspect, it was of the grief or the bereavement. Once somebody dies, in our society, particularly if we talk about Southeast Asia, and in particular about Kashmir, in particular about India or other regions, associated regions. People will come to grieve and come to your help, and they would condole. They will have a lot of sympathies for you. They would come to your home. They would hug you. They would kiss you. That okay, this happens. They would share the memories of the deceased one with you, and you will feel happy that he has done so many good deeds. And those physical interactions could not happen. So this really resulted in a complicated grief that way, because we are in a society where people would definitely come to each other's help in tough times. We are a society which is very well knit, and we come to each other's rescue, whether it is tough times or good times. So that did not happen, and that definitely resulted in a situation where the grief got unresolved. But there was a way out. We found out that during this period, we made a good use of virtual platforms, and we grieved our loved ones through WhatsApp, through Facebook, through internet. And I have seen many instances, even one of my family members close to me who died, and we had a couple of our relatives abroad, and they attended the prayer, what we call janaza, through Zoom, and to some extent that compensated. So as earlier one speaker was telling about that technological innovation during this period has definitely resulted in, to somehow, to some extent, I would say, filling the gap what normally was existent. But obviously the physical interaction cannot be compensated by the virtual interaction. That is absolutely there. And that is why you see these days that subsequent to COVID, those who had suffered from COVID, they had anxiety-related, depression-related symptoms. But in my practice as a psychiatrist, I see people and their families who have particularly lost their loved ones and could not attend to the loved ones, whether in the hospital or they could not attend the last journey of their loved ones to the cremation ground or to the burial ground. They had lot of stress, and they wanted to vent out that stress. They wanted to share those traumatic moments with us. So keeping in view all this, we understood that all this had happened, be it stress due to the COVID itself, the disease itself, and almost everybody was vulnerable, particularly the old age people who had, many of them had nobody around them, and pregnant females who were apprehensive about themselves as well as about their child. Lactating mothers, those who were people who are in special need or specially abled population, the children, specifically to mention about as a psychiatrist, I think this is a very vulnerable population. They are off schools for last 1.5 years, and stress has been there, and children are really having tough time going through all Zoom and having classes on Zoom, and we cannot obviously stick for a long time on this Zoom even at this age. And students went haywire, and they would use internet for other purposes. They would access the inappropriate sites, or they would go for gaming while the teacher would be teaching on the Zoom class. So everybody had a tough time, but I would say that still people managed to do things in a nice way, because every calamity gives you an opportunity. There was an improvisation that way in the form of putting on masks, using sanitizers, keeping ourselves and our surroundings very clean. There was innovation in the form of having Zoom classes, then webinars, then for us, we had telemedicine or telepsychiatry, what you call. And finally, we had a time to introspection that whatever we are doing in this world, I think as a psychiatrist, as a human being, we should definitely live a very dignified life, very comfortable life, but it should not be at the cost of our health. We should get connected with people, although it may not be physically possible, was not possible, and still not that easily possible, but virtually we can get connected. And I have made a mnemonic that everybody of us need to follow, and we ideally follow it every day. All of us follow it. A is adequate sleep. We need to sleep well. 7 to 9 hours is a adequate duration of sleep. But important is that we sleep on time in the evening and get up on time. So half an hour either side is not a problem, but it should not happen that we sleep one day at 11 o'clock, next day we sleep in the morning at 3 o'clock, or get up at 7 o'clock one day and other day we get up at 11 o'clock in the day. So sleep cycle has to be maintained. Then B is balanced diet. Obviously, more of veggies, more of fruits, more of fluids, more of proteins, and less of carbohydrates. Junk food should be taken in a very less quantity. Fats should be avoided. So all this thing, if we do diet-wise, that is very important. Then C is connecting to your family. We had high time connected to our family during this lockdown period, connecting to your friends, if not physically, but virtually, connecting to your relatives who are abroad or in your vicinity, whatever way you could do it, which was safe for you. Then D is devoting your time for social causes, may it be the smallest social cause, or devoting yourself to Almighty, the Creator, or saying no to drugs of addiction would be another D. So then E would be exercise, which is very, very important, that we should have at least 15 to 20 minutes of exercise in the morning and in the evening to keep ourselves physically as well as mentally fit. Then F is that if you are still stressful, you are not able to cope up well, then find a mental health professional, a doctor, a counselor, a psychiatrist to see you. Then G is all of us. I think most of us will be vaccinated, but every one of us has to get vaccinated. So G is get vaccinated. And once we follow these basic steps in our life, they are not expensive. They are very much available for all of us. And we will be very, very healthy physically and mentally. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for sharing the kind support with our organization. And we are sharing a thank you memento on behalf of the organization.
Now we move on to our much awaited award ceremony. And our first category for the awards is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Surgical Oncologist. And the award goes to Dr. Raj Nagarkar, Managing Director, Chief of Surgical Oncology and Robotic Services, HCG Manavata Cancer Center. Congratulations, sir. Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Hematologist. And the award goes to Dr. Suparno Chakrabarti, Director, Institute of Transplantation, Cellular Therapy and Immunology, Manshi Chakrabarti Foundation. Congratulations, sir. Our next award category is Iconic Leader Award, Oncosurgeon. And the award goes to Dr. Darshan Bansali, Senior Consultant, Cancer Surgeon, CIMS Hospital Private Limited. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, myself, Dr. Darshan Bansali from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. I'm practicing as a Chief of Head and Neck Services at SIMS Hospital. And I'd like to thank the Asia GCC Award, the conference, as well as the jury and the whole organization for selecting me for this particular award. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Doctor. Many congratulations.
Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Urologist and Transplant Surgeon. And the award goes to Dr. Prashant Marla, Medical Director, AJ Hospital and Research Center. Congratulations, sir. Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Gynae Endoscopic Surgeon. And the award goes to Dr. Rahul Manchanda, Director, Manchanda Endoscopic Center and PSRC Hospital. Congratulations, sir.
The hospital's name is really PSRI Hospital, if you could correct that. But thank you. I would like to thank, of course, the Asian Awards organization for selecting me. I work at this hospital called PSRI Hospital, and the practice is really my mother's practice, which has been there for the last 40 odd years. And it's fitting because today is 5 months since I lost her. So we have a training center where we now train young and old alike gynecologists in this art of surgery, which is minimally invasive surgery in women. So I thank the organization, I thank my hospital my mother, of course, who's taught me everything, all my colleagues and the staff of the hospital and who I've worked with over the years, my family, of course, and hope I can keep doing the work and helping my patients who really I need to thank the most. So thank you very much once again to the Asian Award and council that selected me.
Thank you so much, Doctor, and wish you many congratulations.
Our next award category is Outstanding Contribution in the Field of Joint Replacement, and the award goes to Dr. Anil Arora, Senior Director and Chief Surgeon, Professor Arora Knee and Hip Surgery Clinics. Congratulations, sir. Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, and the award goes to Dr. Rahul Pandit, Director, Critical Care Medicine, Fortis Hospitals, Mumbai. Congratulations, sir. Can we have few words from you, sir?
Good afternoon, everyone. And I thank Asia GCC Awards for conferring the award to me. I really would like to say that, a doctor becomes iconic leader only because of the team. And this award goes to my team who has been working tirelessly with me for the last so many years. And only then we have reached to what we are doing today. And I really appreciate again Asia GCC for recognizing the contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Doctor, and many congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next awardee is Dr. Vivek Nangia, Chief of Pulmonology, Cluster 1, Max Healthcare India, Principal Director and Head, Institute of Respiratory, Critical Care and Sleep Medicine, Max Hospital, Saket Complex, New Delhi. Congratulations, sir. Can we have few words from you, sir?
So I'd like to, at the outset, I'd like to thank Asia GCC for recognizing my efforts towards the developing the field of respiratory medicine. Because when I joined respiratory medicine in the early 80s and 90s, it was merely a department of tuberculosis and chest diseases. But over the years, it has undergone a major transformation. We now call ourselves pulmonologists. We've integrated critical care and sleep disorders also into it. So I think pulmonology has undergone a major transformation in the last 2 to 3 decades. And of course, each pulmonologist's contribution towards it is invaluable, I would say. And one is also recognized by his team always. So I would also want to give due credit to my team for being with me always and supporting me. I'd like to thank Asia GCC again for recognizing our efforts.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Wish you many congratulations.
Our next awardee is Dr. Manisha Shah, Director, Pathology, CIMS Hospital. Congratulations, ma'am. Our next awardee is Dr. Jitendra Sharma, Chief Critical Care and Chief Medical Quality, Artemis Hospital, Gurgaon. Congratulations, sir. Our next awardee is Dr. Kuldeep Singh, Associate Chief Critical Care, Artemis Hospitals, Gurugram. Congratulations, sir. Our next awardee is Dr. Jitendra Sharma, Chief Critical Care and Chief Medical Quality, Artemis Hospital, Gurgaon. Congratulations, sir. Can we have few words from you, sir?
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Doctor.
Yeah. At the outset, I want to thank Asia GCC conference for recognition and appreciation of our efforts and bestowing me such an honor with this iconic healthcare leader award. Now I clearly realize that to lead a team in good time is like a cakewalk. But to lead a team in difficult times, like COVID time, a leader requires resilience, empathy, transparency, connectedness, and balance. Sometimes situations try to test me, broke me, something that wouldn't let it. Something inside me gave me willpower and hope to continue. And this award actually solidifies my belief and inspires me to work even harder. A huge thanks to my team members, doctors, nurses, physiotherapists, respiratory therapist, nurse assistant, housekeepers. They actually concentrate on the goal rather than on the hurdles at that time. And I sincerely, my sincere gratitude to my family for their constant support. With this, I take your leave, and with the awards, thank to all.
Thank you, Doctor. We wish you many congratulations for the award.
Thank you.
Our next awardee is Dr. Vinay Singhal, Additional Director and Head Critical Care Medicine, Fortis Hospital, Ludhiana. Congratulations, sir. Can we have few words from you, sir?
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Asia GCC for conferring this award to me. And at this time, I'd like to thank everyone in my team who had actually worked so hard during difficult times so that we could overcome all these hurdles. One thing I'd like to say is that we have to continue. It's not over yet. We have to continue, and we have to maintain, especially during these festive times, we have to maintain our mantra of wearing mask, social distancing, hand hygiene. And also, I'd like to convey everyone that we have to get immunized as early as possible. Each and every possible person who can be immunized should be immunized as early as possible.
Thank you so much, Doctor. We wish you many congratulations for the award.
Our next award category is Most Trusted Joint Replacement and Arthroscopic Surgeon in Hyderabad. And the award goes to Dr. KJ Reddy, Chief Joint Replacement Surgeon, Apollo Hospitals, Hyderabad, SVS Medical College, Mehboob-Nagar. Congratulations, sir. Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Medical Oncologist. And the award goes to Dr. AVS Suresh, Senior Consultant, Medical Oncologist, Continental Hospitals, Hyderabad. Congratulations, sir. Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Gyne Oncologist. And the award goes to Dr. Satinder Kaur, Senior Consultant, Gynecological Oncology, Dharamshila Narayana Super Speciality Hospital, Delhi. Congratulations, ma'am. Can we have few words from you, ma'am?
Hi, good afternoon. So at the outset, I would like to thank Asia GCC for conferring me this award. I am a gynae oncologist and I deal in treating females suffering from gynecological cancers, uterine, ovarian, cervix, vulval, or vaginal. And apart from treatment as a gynae oncologist, I have tried to play an important role of social awareness, leading to early diagnosis and removing the stigma wherever possible. I have seen girls and ladies of different age groups, as young as 13 to 14 to as old as 80 years of age, with immense strength, and every female has fought against this disease, which makes them stronger to fight against it and overcome the diagnosis. I dedicate this award to all these patients who show this immense strength and who have taught me in life how to be a good doctor, to my family who has always supported me, and to my team who has always taken care of me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. We wish you many congratulations for the award.
Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Gynecologist. And the award goes to Dr. Kalyani Shrimali, Senior IVF Consultant, Nova IVF Clinic, Indore. Congratulations, ma'am. Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Obstetrician and Gynecologist. And the award goes to Dr. Anita Agarwal, Senior Consultant, Obstetrician and Gynecologist, Max Super Speciality Hospital, Delhi. Congratulations, ma'am. Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Gynecologist and IVF Specialist. And the award goes to Dr. Anshika Lekhi, Consultant, Gynecologist and IVF Specialist. The 40 Life by Dr. Anshika Lekhi. Congratulations, ma'am. Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Obstetrician and Gynecologist. And the award goes to Dr. Sapna Lulla, Obstetrician and Gynecologist, Sapna Healthcare, Bangalore. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I am Dr. Sapna Lulla, Managing Director, Obstetrician and Gynecologist, Sapna Healthcare. Thank you, Asia GCC, for the award for recognizing this endeavor. Sapna Healthcare is my baby, by default, a need, a necessity in this pandemic, which, as the logo goes, a dream of parenthood and beyond. I thank my team and spouse, Dr. Ravindra, my coordinator, Meenakshi Gupta, and my staff for standing with me and making the journey of Sapna Healthcare a constant effort to excel in women's health. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Many congratulations for the award.
Our next awardee is Dr. Anupma Gupta, Consultant Gynecologist and Laparoscopic Surgeon, Arwa Medical and Gyne Center. Congratulations, ma'am. Can we have few words from you, ma'am? Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Joint Replacement and Arthroscopy Surgeon. And the award goes to Dr. Krishna Subramaniam, Senior Consultant and Lead Surgeon, Yashoda Hospitals. Congratulations, sir. Can we have few words from you, sir?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. GCC award, and let me thank the jury to select me for this award. And I'm present to work with surgeon in Yashoda Group of Hospitals, Hyderabad. Am I audible?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah. I dedicate this award to my teachers, because of whom I am today, to serve this community and the needy in the fields of arthroscopy and joint replacement surgery. And I dedicate this award to my parents, my family, and more to my patients, without whom I am not there. And once again, I thank Asia GCC for honoring and conferring this award to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, doctor. We wish you many congratulations for the award.
Thank you.
Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Cardiovascular and Thoracic Surgeon. And the award goes to Dr. Suhas Parekh, Senior Consultant, Cardiovascular, Thoracic and Heart Transplant Surgeon. Congratulations, sir. Can we have few words from you, sir?
Many
sir,
congratulations,
please unmute
doctor.
yourself.
Yeah, okay. I am overwhelmed and humbled to have been selected to receive this award. It is a career spanning 3 decades, performing open heart surgery and heart transplants, having worked in India, France, and Australia. I would like to thank my teachers, friends, family who motivated and inspired me and showed the love and support throughout my journey, because this particular branch requires a lot of dedication and sacrifice of a personal life. Lastly, I would like to thank the eminent jury and the organizers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, doctor. We wish you many congratulations for the award.
Thank you.
Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Cardiothoracic and Vascular Surgeon. And the award goes to Dr. Amitabh Goyal, Laparoscopic and Vascular Surgeon, Umapati Surgical Clinic, Indore. Congratulations, sir. Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Orthosurgeon. And the award goes to Dr. Pranav Shah, Orthopedic Trauma Specialist, Ahmedabad. Congratulations, sir. Can we have few words from you, sir?
Sure. I would like to thank the jury who has selected me for this prestigious award. It's a great pleasure for me. It's an acknowledgement of tremendous hard work and sincerity spanning 25 years that I have given to this branch. And we have developed an excellent world-class facility for complex fractures in my hospital in Ahmedabad, SIMS Hospital. And I really want to thank the Asia GCC team who has taken note of it and acknowledged it with this award. So I'm really thankful to all of you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Many congratulations for the award.
Our next award category is Women Healthcare Leader Award, Fertility and IVF. And the award goes to Dr. Ritu Hinduja, Senior Fertility Consultant and Reproductive Medicine Specialist. Congratulations, ma'am. Can we have few words from you, ma'am?
At the onset, I would like to thank the Asia Award team for endowing me with this award. Thank you so very much. Thank you for recognizing the work that I have done towards fertility and IVF. I would also like to thank my parents, my family, and also the organization that I'm working for. And at the end, I would also like to thank my patients for trusting me with their care, because without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. Thank you so very much for this honor.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Many congratulations.
Our next award category is Women Healthcare Leader Award, Infertility and IVF. And the award goes to Dr. Pallavi Priya Darshani, Consultant and In Charge, Department of IVF, Kokilaben Dhirubhai Ambani Hospital. Congratulations, ma'am. Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award. And the award goes to Dr. Akila Rajkumar, Clinical Lead, Liver Intensive Care and Anesthesia, Dr. Rela Institute and Medical Center. Congratulations, ma'am. Our next awardee is Dr. Tushar Parmar, Consultant and Coordinator Critical Care, Apollo Hospital, Navi Mumbai. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Asia GCC, for the award, and this award dedicated to my team members. Thank you very much for the award.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Many congratulations.
Our next awardee is Dr. Gauri Kamal Saroj, Critical Care Consultant, Jupiter Hospital. Congratulations, ma'am. Can we have few words from you, ma'am?
Yeah, hello everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you to the jury members of Golden Aim Awards and Asia GCC for felicitating me and recognizing my work in critical care medicine. Would like to thank my family members, my husband, Dr. Kamal Saroj, my kids and my parents. Especially being a frontline COVID worker, their support mattered a lot to me. I'm attached to Jupiter Hospital, which is a tertiary care hospital at Thane, Maharashtra. And our motto is patient first, and I'm happy I could keep up to that. And it feels nice to get appreciated and acknowledged for your hard work, especially critical care medicine. Still COVID happened. Many people did not know about critical care. Also would like to share about my initiative. It is by the doctor, for the doctors and of the doctors, which is empowering medicos called as Umang, where we throw as focus on the other aspect of life of a doctor to empower them professionally and personally. We focus on the communication skill, being compassionate, being a good listener, and improving in our other skills. So my focus is to include this into our undergraduate and postgraduate curriculum also, so that when the upcoming doctors step out of the medical college, they are a complete package to provide a best outcome to our Indian healthcare. Thank you, organizing team. Thank you for this award.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Wish you many congratulations for the award.
Thank you.
Our next awardee is Dr. Lakshmi Kumari Sankhyan, Assistant Professor, Cardiothoracic Surgery, AIIMS, Bilaspur, Himachal Pradesh. Congratulations, ma'am. Can we have few words from you, ma'am? Our next awardee is Dr. Madhur Arora, Consultant Critical Care Medicine, Fortis Memorial Research Institute, Gurugram. Congratulations, ma'am. Can we have few words from you, ma'am?
Good evening, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Asia GCC Awards, their organizers, and the chairperson, Dr. Farheen Khan, for recognizing my efforts and conferring me this award. I would also like to thank my team members, without whom being a critical care person, it is not possible. And first and foremost, I would like to thank my family, without whose support this would not have been possible. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Many congratulations for the award.
Thank you, ma'am.
Our next awardee is Dr. Surbhi Madan, Infectious Disease Specialist, Care Institute of Medical Science. Congratulations, ma'am. Can we have few words from you, ma'am?
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Surbhi Madan, Infectious Disease Specialist from CIMS Hospital, Ahmedabad, Gujarat. First of all, I want to thank Asia GCC for conferring this award. And I am really thankful to my patients, my colleagues, and each and every single person who has helped me reach this stage today in my career. Infectious diseases is a very challenging and dynamic branch. And as we have seen the last 2 years, the COVID-19 pandemic, where we have faced a lot of challenges and we all have had tough times. All the previous doctors have been emphasizing on the role of vaccination. So starting from the scratch, it posed a lot of challenges in front of all of us, so whether it was diagnostics, treatment, infection control, and today the disease definitely seems to be pretty much under control. So I thank again all of my patients and colleagues and Asia GCC for nominating me for this award. And I hope that all of us get immunized against COVID-19, and we hope that we keep this disease under control. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Many congratulations for the award.
Thank you.
Our next award category is Iconic Leader Award, Radiation Oncologist. And the award goes to Dr. Devang Bhavsar, Consultant Radiation Oncologist, CIMS Hospital, Ahmedabad. Congratulations, sir. Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Pediatric. And the award goes to Dr. Nalini Kanta Panigrahi, Consultant Neonatology and Pediatrics, Rainbow Children's Hospital, Hyderabad. Congratulations, sir. Can we have few words from you, sir?
So good evening, all. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, sir.
So at the outset, I will thank the jury who conferred this award from the Asia GCC platform. In a similar way, I appreciate the efforts of the organizers of Asia GCC to organize this event in this difficult time with a virtual platform. And I felt humbled and definitely as a privilege as a pediatrician when I provide the healthcare. So to be any field to do some excellent work, the team is all agree the team is important. Here before concluding, I will thankful to my team, excellent team in Hyderabad, Rainbow Children's Hospital in a neonatal care. I am among the team who took care a 375 grams baby who is the smallest in the country who survived. And we discharged almost less than 1,000 grammar, 1,000 babies out of the hospital. I am a proud team member from that neonatal team. So thanking again to the organizer. So I will thank for this award to this stage to come. Definitely I'll thank you my all teachers, to my friends and the family members. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Many congratulations for the award.
Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Dentist. And the award goes to Dr. Pradnya Rajdeep, Dentist, Public Health Professional. Congratulations, ma'am. Can we have few words from you, ma'am?
Thank you, GCC Award, for giving me this opportunity. And I really thank my parents, my friends, and my full family for the support. And I'm glad that I got this award. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Many congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Our next award category is Iconic Healthcare Leader Award, Hematologist. And the award goes to Dr. Suparno Chakrabarti, Director, Institute of Transplantation, Cellular Therapy and Immunology, Manashi Chakrabarti Foundation. Congratulations, sir. Can we have few words from you, sir?
Yeah, thank you very much, Asia GCC. I don't think I, as such, deserve any award, but and I don't usually accept awards. But I think this is a huge recognition for my team. My colleague, Dr. Sarita Jaiswal, and my team of nurses, technicians, scientists, and housekeeping staff who are absolutely core to our discipline. But most importantly, I would, if there is any merit in myself getting this award, I would dedicate it to all our patients who had faith in us to undergo this most difficult form of treatment in the form of haploidentical transplantation. And I hope that we can make a difference to their lives in the long run. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. We wish you many congratulations for the award.
In my line, I have always learned to end the event with a positive thought. No matter how hard's involved, tomorrow is a fresh opportunity to make it better. At the end, every step must affect forever. Maybe I had to inspire some more stars next year. With this now, we come to an end of this award ceremony and today's webinar. May I request Dr. Fareen Khan to do closing remarks? Over to you, ma'am.
I thank to all the esteemed participants. It has been an honor to have you all present for this event. Your participation ensures the success of the event. Once again, I thank you everyone for all the kind support. I also would like to thank Professor Syed for being such a wonderful host for this evening. I also like to thank to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Abdul Majid, and to our gold partner, CEO, and our Dinogic Business Solution presenting partner, Pharma Global Management Services, CEO and co-founder, Mr. Azharuddin Farooqi, for the opportunity and the support to work with him. Last but not the least, to all the participants and the award winner, wishing you all a many congratulations and have a wonderful day ahead. Hope to invite you soon again. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Thank you so much, ma'am.